morning to everybody. I am becoming a little emotional today, looking back 30 years and listening to what Sandeep said. I have retired in 2004 and I've been lucky to be associated with WOTR almost from its inception. 30 years have gone by before my eyes. That is why I am a little emotional. I find it a privilege as well as a big honor to have become the chairman, getting into the footsteps of Father Herman Bakker, whom I hold in highest esteem. I have never seen a man like Father Bakker. I met him first in the year 1991-92 in my office in Mantralaya. He came with some people along with Crispin, and he started speaking in Marathi, in pure Marathi, and he would refuse to speak in English. And he invited me to go to one of the villages in Sangamner Taluka of Maharashtra. I was Secretary of Water Conservation when the department was formed. Before that, I was Secretary of Agriculture. And in government, we have always spoken about people's participation, which never happens really. Particularly in watershed development, reach to valley. Initially, we had a provision of 10% or 15% popular contribution. And it was a precondition. Unless the popular contribution is there, program would not be taken. And I was also one of the instruments who issued those GRs specifying the popular contribution. But it was not happening. Father Bakker invited me to see how popular contribution, public contribution or participation happens in Sangamner. And I went there. And it opened my eyes. For making popular contribution, we have to remove the term contribution. It is the ownership, which water has taken it as its basic fundamental principle of work. That apart, let me come to the formal part of my address. I would like to welcome all the distinguished dignitaries on the dais. M.S. Lokanath, thank you very much for coming. Dr. Bhavani Shankar, thank you so much, sir, for coming here. NABARD has been a pillar of strength for water. Mr. Sailesh Haribhakti, everybody knows in the field his name. We have been lucky to have him. And his guidance has been of immense value to all of us. Thank you, sir, Mr. Fabig, for coming here. As you all know, as I also personally know, water would not have been born but for Germany. Mr. Crispino Lobo, everybody knows him. I know him as Crispin. I knew him as Father Crispino Lobo. Then he became Crispin and then Water. He has been the pillar of strength. He has been holding this big banyan tree on his shoulders. So thank you, Crispin. All the respected guests, members of the advisory committee, I should particularly mention Mr. Sarangi, my colleague in the service, an ex-trustee of water. He has been very kind. He has been a source of great strength for water, and he is here today with us. Thank you very much, Sarangi Sahab. All the esteemed members of the Advisory Council, They have been so gracious and nice to have come, spared their time and come all the way here. Thank you, sir, all the members of the advisory committee. All donors, last but not the least, they are our real strength. And so all the representatives of the donors, all the employees of WOTR, the WOTR family who are here, thank you all for coming here to commemorate 30 years of our existence. Look back as well as look forward. It is my honor and privilege to address and welcome all of you today. It is also to express not only our gratitude, but also, according to me, to give account of what we have been doing. It is an accountability exercise before our esteemed donors. And I must thank Crispin that he has organized this to express what we have done up till now and what we propose to do in future. As you know, WOTR was founded in 1993. It's an outcome of the German development cooperation. The organization was co-founded by Father Bakker, Hermann Bakker, who came here at the age of 24, spent 61 years in India, and went back at the age of 85. I had the opportunity to meet him at Basel when he retired from here along with Crispin in one of the homes. And it was really a moving experience to interact with him and reminisce about, he was still remembering what he had done in India. So WOTR started as a technical capacity building and coordinating agency for the Indo-German Watershed program, which was supported by the German agencies, NABARD, and also one of the agencies for implementation and coordination was WOTR. That is how WOTR was born. In the last 30 years, WOTR has evolved manifold, but some of the important, you can say, events or turning points in the life of WOTR, I would like to mention 2-3 things which occurred to me. First was, of course, reach to valley, watershed development, water conservation, those things were obviously there. But we realized that unless women are brought into the fold and brought into these programs and make them involved in the ownership exercise, it will be of no use. And so bringing women in the forefront for implementation of watershed somewhere in mid-90s or late 90s, that was, according to me, one of the important initiatives, turning points in WOTR's approach. Thereafter, as watershed programs got underway, WOTR started looking at other things. Only capacity building by itself was not enough. So we had to bring in or integrate various other initiatives like nutrition, health, self-employment, etc. And WOTR started taking initiatives and also spin-off, or you can say promote other organizations to support these particular initiatives like Sampada and various other few other trusts which have been sort of sponsored and supported by WOTR to take up those activities. So this started somewhere in the early 20s. By mid-20s, when WOTR spread into other states also by then, climate resilient agriculture and address the climate risks. This became a focus. This is the prime focus today, but then this whole thing started in the early 20s. And WOTR was one of the first to recognize this and started doing applied research studies in water resilient agriculture. And this effort ultimately resulted in creation of another organization within WOTR, which is the Water Center for Resilient Studies, or WCRES. This was somewhere in 2015. And one of the important things which this initiative brought out was the ecosystem-based adaptation, or EBA, and water stewardship. They are rather high-sounding words, but they are very important and simple in understanding. Water stewardship means water budgeting. It means aquifer management, water aquifer management. It means water governance within the community. Water can take pride in saying that it has evolved a methodology, and a simple methodology which can be adopted and which have been adopted successfully in the villages which water has implemented, where water's footprints are there. Then by 2023, we developed water governance standards. And from the WCRES studies and the ecosystem-based initiatives, we came to governance standards. And formal partnerships, I must say, to our great pride, that partnerships and MOUs were signed with Government of Maharashtra and Government of Madhya Pradesh. Now in 2024 is over 25. We have completed 30 years. What is our vision? What more do we want to do, and what is our direction? Crispin will throw more light on this, but as I see, we have footprints in 8 states, in some villages. First, we must expand our footprints in those 8 states, cover more states, and whatever we have been doing in these 8 states, we should show it in other states as well. We would like to provide now capacity building, technical support and advisory services, which we have specialized in. We have the capacity to give these services not only to our own organizations, but also to others. We want to make them aware that these services are available, and WOTR would like to provide these services to all those who are engaged in rural development, water conservation, watershed development, and other rural development activities. And finally, which is a little more ambitious, is to be present in areas of higher learning, applied research, skilling for employment, and entrepreneurship. We have just taken steps. We have got a lot of ground level experience, but we would like to formalize it, institutionalize it, and be present in a substantive way in the area of higher learning, higher research, skilling, self-employment, entrepreneurship development, things like that. So this is the vision as I see for the next 5 to 10 years for WOTR. I have taken a lot of your time, but I will end by saying that WOTR existence would not have been possible but for the German government, German agencies, and NABARD particularly. NABARD Chief General Manager Saab is here. NABARD has been a great source of strength all through. I am personally aware of, when I was in service and later on, the kind of recognition and support which NABARD has been giving from time to time. So once again, I would like to thank NABARD and the German government and German agencies for making WOTR what it is today. Last but not least is the donors' critical role. They have given support for the last 30 years, which is not only a statement of confidence on the mission of WOTR, but also a statement of confidence on the capabilities and commitments of the water family for these missions. I thank all the donors who are present here and who have not been able to come here from the bottom of my heart for supporting water's initiatives in all these 30 years. I should not forget that Government of Maharashtra has been also a source of great strength for water, almost from the 90s. And I would like to thank Government of Maharashtra for all the support which they have given to water during these last 30 years and continue to do so. As I said, there's an MOU which has been signed very recently with Government of Maharashtra. We look forward to continued support in our journey, in our mission. We pledge that we will pursue our mission and vision relentlessly, with full dedication. We will remain fully accountable to you donors, particularly I would like to mention. So at the end, I must thank you once again for having come here, for showing your support, your appreciation, I presume, for all the work which water has been doing. And I hope that water has come up to your expectation, and I promise that water will do its best to come up to your future expectations as we continue our journey with your support. Thank you once again. Thank you all, sir.